you tired of your battlements being overgrown? Most lawn care equipment has too high a cost to cast, or worse, to equip. But not with Skirk's new Bushwhacker. This isn't your average weed whacker. The Bushwhacker arrives ready to mow down your project, right out of the box. With multiple tithing blades, it will hastily attack any massive growth, leaving you a tranquil domain in no time. Don't let your yard become a sprouting swarm of weeds. Raise it all with Skirk's new Bushwhacker. And remember, if it doesn't say Skirk, it just won't work. Skirk Industry, not responsible for goblin raids on your property.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to me, I guess, if that's even a thing. I'm going to be playing BruteSQUAD today. I made a lot of changes to this list, mostly Thraben Charm main. We made room for that with a variety of ways, but I'm back from visiting Kings Canyon and the sequoias in the redwoods. Got to see the world's biggest tree in General Sherman. When you think big, don't think the tallest, because I think there's ones that are taller, but I mean, just sheer mass and the thing around was... It was weird. It kind of felt like there was an optical illusion in front of you and stuff. Did a lot of hiking. Played very few games. We went with a whole gaming. All of our neighbors went, and we had this little, community campground, and we played maybe 2 games. I thought that's pretty much all we were going to be doing. But anyway, that's a quick rundown of the story. So BruteSQUAD. I should have sent my... moderators a little link here, but we do have a sort of a playlist on this as far as like, when I first came out with this list. I revisit this about every 6 months. One of my very favorite creations. Had a whole bunch of 5.0s with it, and I'm always playing it. I just won a paper tournament with it. Anyway, enough about that. It has 17 lands, 4 dens, 4 holdout settlements, 3 seats, 2 survivors encampment. These have all been struggled over greatly. There's a big reason on all this with the math involved. 4 Springleaf Drums. We've got 4 Glint Hawks, 4 Flayer Husks, 4 Gingerbrute, and 4 Ornithopters. In our human department, we've got 4 recruits, 4 inspectors, and 4 Sunchasers. Why is that? Because we're playing 4 of 1 mind. I lean a little heavier on the non-creature stuff because I need clear mana for when we don't have an ancient den draw. We can power out our game regardless with colorless creatures, so that's why we favor that a little bit on that side. 3 Tooth. I used to have 4. I had to make room for 4 Thraben Charm. This is such a slam dunk for this deck. It goes wide really easily, really fast, and it kills people faster than goblins if it has a good draw. The problems: getting rid of creatures. Okay, check. Getting rid of graveyards, check. And sometimes those pesky enchantments like, makeshift munitions, check. A whole lot of card. I'm getting obsessed with these 2 words, choose one. I did it last night in the draft for Duskmorn. We had a really good time. My son and I both had a 2-1 record, and we're going to be playing all day at the kitchen table today because we won enough packs that we're going to play the decks as is, our draft decks, our sealed decks, and then we're going to open the new packs that we won and make our decks even better and probably play those for a few weeks and stuff. Highly recommended as a limited format. I really enjoyed it. I really thought that purist in me was not going to like the room mechanic. I ended up loving it, and just had a really good time with it. So anyway, yeah, so there's that. And thank you for that, Dreamer Stingo. Yes, and then in our draw department, we're running all 4 of these and 4 Thoughtcast. Now in the sideboard, some things have never changed. Hydroblast, check. We've got a Harsh Sustenance. We're going big, and this is really good to close the door against Tron, check. Standard Bearer is just kind of a necessity if the random, elf deck shows up and such. We've got 2 Negates, just sort of a catch-all here. I used to have Dust to Dust here. So the price of this list went way down because I really found that Cast in a Fire was a lot more flexible. And again, we're going with this choose one theme. I'm usually only after 1 problem artifact, or if I'm trying to race affinity. You can usually just get in the way of the big stuff here. The biggest problem with affinity is if they're running the Kenku dude with the indestructible. And so I'm able to have an instant answer to that, which is very key. Sometimes you can walk right into dust to dust counter magic and such, and found that I really like these. And if you're up against Fae or something like that, you've got a way to deal. Get rid of two fairies. And then we've got 3 Krark-Clan Shamans. Just found that against goblins, I have a bit of a tough time. Every Pauper Classic Tuesday, I'm in the top, and the one thing that gets me about every third game is a red deck, and it's not really the spells, it's the consistent, you know, goblins coming your way and stuff. So I found having 3 of these, maybe nixing one of our own dudes and going for the throat there is kind of the way to go, and then flying over with our air power. Plus, you know, Flayer Husk can make things stronger and such. So that being said, we're going to jump on over here. Going to create on here, make sure this is set to 2, and we'll see what we can see. Yeah, I'm just obsessed with choose one. We had a bunch in my my sealed deck last night. A lot of good times. So we got to mulligan aggressively with this deck, but we'll see what we get here. We got 0 land. That's not a problem. I mean, it is. We have to mulligan. Bloop. And there we go. So this is why we run colorless. A classic example. We will keep this. We do have a human. We do have a bunch of other stuff. I'll probably get rid of an Ornithopter here. It's tough if I don't draw into a second one, but I'll get rid of the Thopter here. We'll say done. We're on the draw. Let's go. Alrighty, up against some sort of Golgari creation. Sorry for the absence last week. Hopefully it doesn't become a problem. We'll do this. I think we'll power out the creature here straight up so we can attack for 3 next turn if we get an optimal draw. All we need is one more artifact land, etc. And this way, if they don't mess with our Ardent Recruit, we can just draw 2 cards off of one mine before we settle on the settlement. Get that? Woo! Ooh, I like this person's style already. Look at this. Love Night Market Lookout. I made a black version of BruteSQUAD, and it ran that for very obvious reasons. Very cool card. All right, they're doing a similar thing we're doing. All right, well, Krark-Clan Shaman might be a thing, right? Here we go. Okay, we really like this. Before we do anything, shoot. So tempting. Let's see if we can get the land right here since we've got the qualifications above one mine. Cool. We'll blast this out. Play this. We're going to play the drum immediately. We are online. We'll do this for white just because. And we will attack in 2 for 3. Hiya! Take that. Now we can get rid of anything. Play our Sunchaser if we do draw a land next turn. Now we're technically about flooded for this deck. That's why I only run 13 basic lands and 4 drums. Really, really low curve. Hey, Little Fights in the house. All right, Dreamer Stingo, Mind Stab Throw with me nice and early. Made my day talking about the show. Fanning out. I love that stuff. All right, let me cross these out. Whoop. I've talked about that, whoosh, whoosh, and that. All my points are already done. Malevolent Rumble showing up. So yeah, we're just going to be playing Magic all day long. My wife's birthday's this weekend, and so she's out with her friends. So my son and I are just geeking out with the drafts. We're still playing. He is just destroying me in Rainbow Stairwell format. He keeps improving his list. Mine stays stagnant. Every morning he's like, Dad, I made one little change, and it's just turned into this flickering just mess of just overpowered nonsense. I think I've won 1 in like the last 6 games we've played. It's crazy, but it is pretty cool to have a son that good at Magic. All right, so here's a cool little trick for you kids out there. We're gonna go like this and this with the white. Do this, bring out the creature, right? Normally useless. It just sits there and does nothing for a turn. We will change that fate by making it do stuff. Whack. I mean, technically this is probably the better move here. I'll bring out a settlement. See, we're really flooded now. We've got access to every color mana under the sea. We can do everything. Let's go. I'm just going to attack with everything except this. Bloop. Bring this back. So now we can do 10 damage via the charm. We can, get rid of other stuff. We can get rid of their graveyard if the combat couriers become a problem. But for right now, they're not taking any damage, and that Night Market Lookout's making it look like they're the aggro. Here we go. Dispute showing up. Value Town. We've already drawn 4. They've got 2. Got a little Banehound action. I like this player's style. Woo! Yeah, I was thinking of titling the video for this one, choose one, because I think there's, what, 7 cards that say that now? Yeah, I've been, hopefully, second I say this, it won't happen, but I've been running over Affinity with this list pretty regularly. Hasn't been losing them much. I used to run Arms of Hadar, but and this looks like, okay, yeah, you should, but a lot of times you don't get this flooded. I mean, we're drawing pretty poorly actually here. We've got drawn 3 lands already, 2 drums. Hopefully we get some meat, especially with all this life gain going on here. Check this action out. Unattach it to attach it. Damn. Tapping the creature. All right, there we go. I probably shouldn't always yield to that if I want to use my drum effect, right? Are we really going to have to use the Thraben Charm on a night market lookout? This is crazy. It's got enough mana to do the thing. All right. Oh, we'll do this here. Bloop. Yep. And I guess I might as well, right? That life gain's becoming a thing. Let me do this to this. We'll rock here. I'm going to kill this one of these night market lookouts. This is super overkill, but I really respect what engine he's got going on here. So we're going to go like this. And yeah, should I keep this dude back? I think I should. Got to preserve our life a little bit here. I'm coming over for 6. It's nothing to sneeze at. Especially nice on lookout. Yeah, I love that night market lookout. That's one of my favorite cards. It is my favorite card of that set for Pauper anyway. Malevolent Rumble. One of the MVPs nobody saw coming. Kind of acts like a commune with the gods, or I think I got that card right. It's a very similar list. We're on the black-green. We're on the blue-white. Actually, we played just about everything, but this is a good, Krark-Clan list. We're going to go Golgari. Okay, cool. When the servant becomes untapped, each opponent loses life. This is a TikTok list. We don't really have much ways of gaining life with this list, so we, they've already gained about 6 here. So normally we're getting close to single digits next swing. Now he's already way up there, right? Bam! Check this out. Good news is we'll block with this and kill it, and then we'll do the thing. Hopefully we can stabilize here soon. All right, that helps. Keep these dudes back and attack. All right. Well, we don't have much room of doing anything on those persuasions, so let's go like this. I'll come over for these. I'm going to return one of the Phyrexians here. Usually you like to use the tooth on this one. We'll do that. Dealing 4, 3 actually with that. Okay, we got this going down. We'll tap white here. Come on now. Okay, and you know what? I'm going to change my mind. Yep, I'll bring back this artifact, play this one, and we'll equip the other one onto, what shall we do here? What needs it? We'll put it on this. Bloop. Now we got 6 in the air. They're going to have to gain a whole lot of life, which they can do. Next, we're probably going to see Siphon Life or something to get rid of the extra lands that they're running. Maybe. Springleaf Drum in full effect. I am sure glad we got rid of the other one of these guys. We'd be at about 9 or 8 life by now. Excuse me. Equip creature has unattach this bola to tap a creature, and you equip it for 1. Trippy. All right. They did the thing to draw the card. I was testing that card out in the Combat Courier. Really like this card. Just quite not good enough for the mustard in this build. I'm gonna untap the lookout maybe, or this dude. We shall see. All right, pretty even life here. Pulling a bit even. Let's go. Bam. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with everything, because we can just keep upgrading our germ token. Very misunderstood card. All right, that sucks. They're going to tap another one. Yep. There we go. Attack. We still get in for 4. Opponent's got 1 card, so do we. Let's see what we're going to get here. Bam. All right, we'll go with... Nope, we don't want that. We want white. Crack that. I've got a pretty even power base here. Happy to trade with this later. Let's encourage this, actually. Let's do this to here. Boop. The evasion package going on here. Who knows? Maybe they've got a sorrow card. That way this only takes out 1 of our creatures. This is what this deck's designed to do at this stage. Like if they do have a Hadar or something, look how built up we are. And we can survive it. But I'm a little nervous. These night market lookouts are really keeping them in it. Yeah, your typical red list, play about 55, 45, slight advantage, but not much. And it gets frustrating. If I was them, I would use Trinket Mage. Maybe they already have it, but Grogberg, if you're watching this later, think about that. All right, well, let's attack. They're going to do a tap fest here, I'd imagine, on our 2 big flyers. Wish I could equip that immediately. I cannot, but we are doing some pretty good damage. How glad are we that we got rid of this other one, right? It's almost like I know how to play Magic. Attack. Let's go. Really? I would think that they were going to block that. Okay. 7. Damage. Whoosh, whoosh. We'll do that. Sometimes I might equip this post haste, but right now I'm just going to use it as a blocker in case they get any fresh ideas or another Banehound shows up. I can at least deter it. Scare Tiller, probably the hardest card to brew around. I stare at that thing for hours. Still haven't cracked it. Just keep waiting on new cards. Speaking of new cards, that Duskmourn set, very, very pleased with. I know I mentioned at the top of the show, but highly recommend you go to a sealed, or if you're not into that, go get some and play kitchen table with it. A lot of fun. The Inevitable. Let's see. Maybe they've got some... I'm really afraid of like a Knot of the Bone here or something. Really keep them in it. We just keep drawing fat, though, so that's pretty good news. I'm going to... Actually, check this out. This is one of my funner plays. You go like this. You tap this because we're going to equip it anyway, so you might as well... use it and then throw it in the trash. It's just kind of like insulting to the thing, right? We'll go like this. We'll equip this on, sure, on this one. Ornithopter beats, baby. Woo! So if we have a Harsh Sustenance here, that's a whole lot of damage and life gained. It's pretty cool. Here we go. We are attacking. There's that. And here comes another. All right. Attack. Boom, boom, boom. Keep powering out 3 3s. It should be enough eventually. There's that. We do 5. I'm going to have to make some tough decisions here pretty quick. Thank you for that little fight. And off we go. We had a fun night of debauchery, Little Fight and I, last night. We used to get together far more often playing games while greatly inebriated. Last night was no different, but it was the first time in a long time. I can't quite remember the end of our session. Here we are. This is quite competitive. I mean, if he's got a fog effect here, we're going to go from confident to like uh-ohsville real quick. Oh, I like this a lot. Tap this before anything goes down. Bloop, bloop. Cast this on. This dude. Oh, okay. All right. So, we've got a lot of little dudes, so we're going to want to just chop and mince as we see fit. I do like maybe keeping the charms in, but I don't think we're going to need that many. Let's take out 2. Life gain could be a thing. There wasn't too much on the targeted persuasion here. Maybe we bring in these. Let's try that. It's nice to have access to this. Again, I'm not eviscerating my board. Sometimes you might against walls, right? You just have to rebuild. But this one, you just choose maybe 1, zap everything. We have so many flyers. A lot of times this you can get away with this. I wouldn't go so far as to play like a kite sail or something, but to keep it alive, good times. Bop, bop, bop. Look at these. Look at this curve. Just one. To power out everything else. I knew this card was good, but man, every time I draw it, I'm just like, woo! I love options. Says the guy with the same haircut for a decade. Here we go. We're in good shape. We'll keep this. And this also keeps you safe from like Gorilla Shaman and such. They can't target a creature, so I've already got like a Bird of Paradise effect permanently. It's like, suck it, technology. All right. We're going to have 2 flyers on turn 1 if I have anything to say about it, which I do. Or do we want to go with the Ardent Recruit play? That might be better. I'm going to get the power going here immediately. We'll call white. We'll bring out this Glint Hawk. We'll say yes. And we'll do this. We'll replay this. 2 flyers, turn 1. I promised you. It happened. Pop, pop. A shave cut. That's what I should call it. I used to do the old buzzer thing, but it's a lot of work. It's a big mess. Instead, I just, when I shave in the shower, I just continue upwards. Get it all. Raise it all. Anybody new to the Bushwhacker commercial at the top of the show? Digging that? Good times? All right. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to power out the little lady. Excuse me. Nope, nope, nope. I'm going to say white. This. We'll play this out. We'll do stuff next turn, I promise. For right now, we're just going to smash. Yeah, my showers are very quick. Both my son that lives at home still and my wife have massive plumes of hair. Their showers take about 20 minutes. Mine take usually about under 2 minutes. I'm going to try to do the Thing Mind Stab Thrill. Woo! You saw a little fight with his AI action on our community tab. He did a really cool thing with me and my wife as 2 magic characters. Go check that out. It's on our YouTube page on our community tab. Cool little makeshift. Oh boy, I'm wondering if I should take out that Springleaf Drum with this. I don't really want to take out both of these dudes. Not too worried about that. Here we are. It's another Sunchaser. Interesting. 1, 2. Could go like this. Go like this. Do this. Then I could have an extra mana. But I still don't have enough for that. I think I'm just going to roll this right back, right? There's not much I can do with that extra mana there. Let's do this. Just going to bring this out again. I'm just playing even right now. I'm going to hold that Casting a Fire for you-know-who. I don't want them gaining life. If they keep getting mana screwed, I might go after that drum if I draw another Casting a Fire. Combat Courier is similar logic to this deck where, like with Nantuko Husks or whatever they're called. I know that's not the card. Flayer Husk. It's not worth killing. It's not worth using a one-for-one removal spell, right? So it's, before you know it, just like these guys, you get in for 4, 5, 6 damage, and it's still not worth it. And you're like, dang it. There we go. Yeah, right. We have a target now. And we could probably take out 2 of these. It'd be cool if it said artifact and 1 creature. That'd be pretty OP. All right. Our mana's on point. Usually picking on mana, I just find it's not too worth it. And like even when I did play Dust to Dust, I ran up to 4 at one point. They rebuild pretty quick. And outside of that 1 in maybe 17 games where you've got 2 in a row and they don't have counter magic and it wins you the game, there's so many games where it's pretty underwhelming. So we really just need an artifact here. Even an Ornithopter would be fine. We can get double artifact with the Glint Hawk play. Tapping the seat. All right, this is good. We'll do this immediately. Boink. All right. Well, we can do that, but right now we kind of need our stuff. And by kind of, we mean greatly. I want to keep that in my hand, I believe. We have, man, where are our artifacts at? This is crazy. I'm just going to slow roll this. I was going to bring out a Hawk. I'm not going to now. I'm going to tap red here. This. Go like this. Cast this on these guys. Cast it. Boop, boop. And go whack. I was saying, the last time we played Leather Armor on this show, it didn't ask you for a ward, and then the serpents were printed, and I kept asking that. So has anybody played with it and seen if it still does that? Because you can replay that video, and if they're tapped out and they're like galvanic blasted, it just countered it. It just went away when we were playing that all artifact build. Like I think it was like, I'm gonna add a year because I'm always greatly underestimating it. Like I think it was like 2.5 years ago we played that. We're coming up on our 10-year anniversary when it comes to late 2025-ish, or I think it's 26 will be 10 years of streaming this show. Wowza. This might be worth waxing these dudes. I'm not quite sure yet. I have to sacrifice a bit. This dude keeps getting bigger and bigger, which is scarier and scarier. Let's see what we can draw with this. Come on now, come on now. All right, we can do the thing. We've got this mana here. We can bring this guy out. Plop. He's a 3/3. We got stuff for that. Whenever you gain life, do stuff, okay? I really need one more mana for that to go down here. Let me do this. We'll tap here for this. We'll get a hawk back, say okay. Yes, we'll return this. I probably shouldn't have played that land. Here we go. We'll play... I could play the Shaman. 1, 2, 3. I can't play the Shaman. That would nix our dude. We need one more artifact to really kind of drive that home. We'll just go the smash plan. Here we go. Coming on over. The Blood Researcher. Everybody's real excited about that one when it came out, but right now we'll just try to hold the lead here. Not too worried about a big dude. Menace is a problem. We do have a lot of little creatures, but we try to 1-for-1 to keep them from, you know, not having too much in the way of evasion. Speaking of evasion, when are they going to bring back Forest Walk and such? Man, it's such a simple, nice mechanic. I just love it. 14 to 12. Oh, I love this. This is such a good blocker. When I made a TikTok deck, meaning like a clock deck, I call it, where things just do this all the time. That's what I like to run too. Good times. All right, I might need to do a little bit of combat trickery here with the Krark-Clan Shaman. How much is this going to cost? 2? That ain't so bad. Let's do it. Boop. Usually prefer it to be 1, but hey, what's going on now? Come on. Do I want to get another dude out, or I want to do that? I need another artifact that isn't of the creature persuasion. Let's draw another card. All right, let's draw some more cards. Hey, you like to draw 7 cards? Let's go. That's really good. We can do some stuff now. We're just going to attack. Yeah, I can't really do anything about this board. Let's go. All right, take 7. Crunch. Now we've got the tech in our hand, so we're going to get rid of Gingerbrute in our land, and maybe something else, depending if we draw another artifact. Maybe play the other Gingerbrute and do that. Oh, never mind. I don't want to do 4 to everything. Of course, we would still have our air attack. You know, everything on the ground will die, so that's interesting. Whenever 7 becomes tapped, gain lone life and scribe. This artwork is so realistic, I don't like it. If I was the art director, I'd be like, make it look more like you painted it. It looks like they took a picture and photoshopped it onto a painting. It's kind of a compliment and not. I really like where you're going with this, Groberg. If you're going to watch this back later on YouTube, I've said their name a few times. I'm pretty sure that they know who they're playing. That's the weird thing about being in my position. I'll go on, I have these runs where, like, for a month straight, every other person will be like, oh, it's so-and-so, love the show, blah, 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 which means the world to me. I mean, it's awesome. And then it'll be like a month of just like, I'm just like Clark Kent, nice and quiet man. Coming over for 5. Yeah, that's nothing to sneeze at, is it? Jeez. I think we can win this one, right? How did this get bigger? Oh, it is a 2-1. I thought it wasn't. Alrighty. Bring this over. So much fun to be had here. Let's see. I just want to do one with the Krark-Clan Shaman man. Let's bring out a Brute. Sacrifice a Brute. Gain some life. We're going to play the Shaman. We'll do it with this. Play him. We'll sacrifice just the Shaman, I mean the Gingerbrute, taking out these two dudes, and then it'll kill that guy when he blocks. Boink. And then we'll play our big fatty McGee here. Probably could have done this a little bit better, but whatever. Let's go. Attack. Whoa. The safe route. This way we kill the no, we don't kill the envoy. Dang it. For some reason I thought it took one. I was looking at my Ardent Recruit. Yeah, if they had like a artifact walk, that'd be pretty cool. Very cool. Looks like we're on our way to Winsville. Am I writing it down? They got another cast down. They do. Ooh, this is getting spicy. One card in hand. It's frustrating when you want to tap the envoy, but you can't. It kind of does. It kind of attacks for 2 if you read it right. Gain life. I would have blocked and then just floated a mana. 6 gets you there. Let's see what this is. Deadly Disputant. All right. Very cool. Makes me wish I didn't side out so many of our, what do you calls? If this had lifelink, this would be a really close game. Can't block it because it's got Menace. They do get us to single-digit territory, though. I think that Clarky kind of scared them. Nobody's expecting that this last few times I've been playing this list. So, good times. Off to the win circuit. Boink. Here we go. All right. Let's bring up the deck list here while we wait for our next victim, hopefully. So yeah, this is usually the target for our Glint Hawk, or you reset a Flayer Husk after it's blocked a Gurmag Angler, and you just keep blocking the Gurmag Angler, or the Serpent, which is another really good matchup for this list. Again, because of Thraben Charm and just our reset ability here. Clark Kent Inquisition, for sure. But yeah, this just so paramount against red decks, so we'll say yes here. Another mulligan. Boop. Here we are. This is good times. Now we'll showcase the tooth effect. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think the best play here is Inspector. Keep. What are we throwing back? We got quite a bit of mana here. Probably don't need all this. Yeah, I'll get rid of an encampment. Believe it or not. Done. Everybody's like, what are you doing? Believe me, that's plenty of mana for this list. Watch, I get stuck at 1 forever, right? Or if I do this, you know what? Let me power this out. I'm going to get greedy. This way I can drop the Inspector. If we have any other artifact play here, we'll be able to swing for 3. If we just draw an artifact land. I got rid of that 4th seat. Only went with 3 for a very specific math reason. Ugh. Tough to do so, but so many of the scenarios worked out to where I needed just a few more of this kind of an effect. So now we have 10 with the Springleaf Drums, 4 of these, and 2 of the Survivors Encampment that we just whisked away. All right, well, we'll do white here. Had we done that, this would have been a barbaric turn. We could have swung for 6, but we're going to have to wait till next turn. And maybe we'll have to pay for one of the teeth. Usually not, but... just develop the board here. Looks like we're up against removal cities, so our Ardent Recruit's probably not long for this world. Oh, Grogberg. All right, you're in the chat. Yes, very cool deck, my friend. Had me very scared that first game. Again, Thraben Charm to the rescue. I think he would have got there had I not been able to kill that lookout early. I don't think many players will respect the lookout as much as I do. Once I drew that, I'm like, I am using this now. Looks really cool. Do you have Trinket Mage in there? That was my my advice. Is he going to wax both of his lands? Let's see. That'd be a funny play, right? I think I'm going to get him to block. Right? 1, 2. Let's attack. Put these here. This is kind of a mean little trick here. If he blocks or activates, we've got like a lot of ways to... Actually, we don't, because it's going to wait till we're doing the thing, right? Bloop. 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 Maybe I should have kept that Survivors Encampment. We'll hit here, here, and here. And this way we've got a lightning bolt every turn with Ornithopter if he does want to wax the board. Crunch. A 4-2 Novice Inspector. Boy, he's getting a big head on him, isn't he? Thanks to Little Fight's new AI technology, he's in one of our newer commercials. We're doing a cologne commercial, but for a Thraben Charm. And instead of that scroll, he's holding a nice little vial of cologne, and he stands up. Pretty cool. All right, well, that answers that. Come on, just give me a land, says the guy that whisked one away and said one was enough. We draw our only 2-mana spell of the deck. What are you going to do? More than that, I hope. This looks like Affinity. Drawing a little dead here. We mulliganed. Let's see if we can get out of this first game. Hopefully they don't have another blast for our Thopter. I feel like that's where this is going to go, though, after we commit. Unlucky duels. I don't think so. There's so many ways to color fix now. I don't think it's worth going that route. We're a little stuck in the mud here. We're going to attack, spread out the damage in case he's got some sort of shenanigans. Tempted to put all these on this if it goes unblocked. I'd much rather this be killed since we have another human. But it was funny, last night I had one of the unlucky duels, and every time I had it, well, no, I had it in my opening hand one game, but every time I drew it, I was able to do the thing. It was pretty cool. All right, well, this got Galvanic Blast written all over it, right? He's going to, what, trip 2 things? I doubt they would do that. Well, no, he's going to trip for, no, he can't do that. He can't do the old damage on the stack trick, right? A lot of people forget Ornithopter has flying, or that this only attacks or hits things that are on the ground, and I've seen a lot of misplays from pretty good players about that. Well, if they got Blast, they're going to use it right now. They do not have Blast. That's good news. Now, even right here, if we draw a land, we can take out a Myr Enforcer because we have 2 creatures. It's crazy. Thraben Charm is just so flexible. Whoa! Robin Hood, 99, tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. Holy crap. Awesome. Gifted to Minty Face. Woo! Haven't seen one of those in a while. Very much. Thank you. Thank you. Very cool. Alrighty. What do we got here? Krark-Clan's probably coming back. Krark-Clan Shaman. Let's go. What is this? Cast down? Nope. Dispute. Alright. If they didn't have Blast, they got their 3rd, 4th, and 5th one now. Bum, 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 bum. If it's possible to be magicked out, it will happen to me at the end of the day today. This is crazy. I can trade with that. Frustration. I'll get rid of the charm. Tough. A lot of targets. You can either kill this or I could wax the graveyard via the blood fountain effect, but we'd have to have mana to do that. I'd rather just try to stay the aggro. A little bit too much campfire, air, and smoke, so my throat's a little sore. Nothing of the sick angle, but all right. Please tap out. Good times. What are they doing this time? All right. Ooh, getting a little desperate. And boy, oh boy, have I tried to make versions of this with Refurbished Familiar. Oh, because we've got the mana to do it. I just, I have a chart where I'm like, every time because this is probably the card I would swap it for, but this is so important to the acceleration of Metalcrafts in so many games. You got to do it. Excuse me. Remember, we got our Jester's cap straight off of Amazon for anybody that wants to use the points as our final challenge. I think, what is it, 10,000? That could get noisy though, right? Do I just run Thrash right into this stuff? All right, let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Actually, do I want to keep that back and just block with it? Nah, I'll do that since we got double human here. Let's go. Boy, how bad was it throwing that settlement out, right? Then we draw, excuse me, we have 8 cards that cost 2. I have to remember that. I played this list so long where that Sunchaser was the only thing under the sun that had that. And I was like, all right, let's go. Got to respect the Ornithopter. If they block, that's cool. If they don't, a lot of damage. And if they swing out, we attack for 3 next turn too. They have to use a Galblast on an Ornithopter, which is hilarious. Be the same thing next turn. Here we go. Yeah, well, we are only, you know, playing 13 lands. I've got 4 drums. Even a drum would be good. Love to be stuck at 2 mana on this list. There we go. Now they're drawing cards. Whoa, Hype Train. Woo! Tier 1 for 3 months. Green Bean Sushi Roll. Wow, what a profitable day. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. Woo! You might also like to Whoopee Cap, which is kind of... I'm not familiar with many comics. The only comic I ever bought is called Oink. I think it was something Mueller, forget the artist's name, but it was like this pig man in the apocalypse, and I love the art style in it. So one of my friends way back in like 2003 or might have been, no, it was like 2001. Bought me that, and I was way into it. It's only like a 4 print edition. It's in the closet somewhere. Yeah, it's more into books, not comics, but I get you. I just hope I can get my boy at the sealed game. I was just happy we didn't face off last night. That's always maddening when you go with one person and then you end up, you know, playing each other in one of the 3 rounds or something like that. Oh boy, I like seeing this. Let's go. Crunch. Draw 2. Let's go. Whoop. There we are. Is it worth it? I think so. Let's attack. I'll take your Inspector. Block. Cool. I've given him too much time. In a standard game, that this would be over like a turn ago. But I chose poorly. It's not the deck's fault. Thanks again for that green bean sushi roll. Vastly appreciated. It's weird. It's the last days of summer and it feels like fall. And then fall starts like next weekend and it's going to feel like summer, at least here. There's another, it's not really, to call it a heat wave is a little exaggeration, but it will be close to the mid to high 80s here. That's pretty extreme. Thank you for the thank you. Again, apologies. I'm usually, like I say, as consistent as a sunrise, but with my new jobless lifestyle, I'm trying to make the most of it. And a lot of times that eats up weekends because other people are working. And so little vacations and such, we're trying to dab here and there. So, uh-oh, this is a big problem. They kind of know what I'm up to. That's my only access to white, and the majority of our list is white. That's why I only play 3 Seed of the Synod. So now if we draw a Flayer Husk, we're back in business or any of those things. But we can at least trip a clue token here. We're at 18. I don't know where this person's offense is. It's like the Murren forces are all at the bottom of the deck. If they're not shy about drawing cards, they've definitely got us beat on that category. Hey-o! Cool, cool, cool. Let's do this. We'll do this. Returning this. This is a nice combat trick usually, but for right now I'm just going to do this to not lose tempo. And then maybe I can trick them into redoing something with that and they'll forget that I can play it with Flash. Maybe they don't like to read, speaking of comics. Yeah, it's Morn Dusk is or what is it? Duskmorn, I think. Okay, there's the big fatties. Very, very fun limited set. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. And it's not because of the horror theme, but all right, here come the fatties. I spoke too soon. What are we going to draw? Let's draw, gosh, even a Thraben Charm would be horrible here. We've only got one dude. They have used good stuff on our bad stuff. don't think we're winning this first one, but that's my fault, not the deck's. Acting like we got counter magic. Yeah, we're definitely dead. If we had a bunch of creatures to block with, and then I could start charming stuff out. I like this. This gives me a little bit of hope. Unless they're going to reforge it. All right, here we are. We're in no shortage for Metalcraft. Oh, hold on a minute here. We'll try to play correct magic. Here we are. Zoinks. Thanks a lot. The one card I didn't want to see. Alrighty. We'll do this. I guess we'll zap the bird. And we'll try to swim on over for the rest, right? We're not going to block anyway. Let's go. This. I could take out a Mer Enforcer here, but I'm just going to try to clear the skies. If this gets zapped, we're in big trouble. But we can do 5. If they swing out, we just have to hope at this point, they're halfway through the list, that they didn't draw their other 3 of these. The old breath mints. Whack! Okay. Still dead. Hey, man, we had a hasted Bird of Paradise. It was a good run, Ardent Recruit. Come on now. Boink. You got your Gear Circer. We got one that flies. Suck on that. Pop. Boom. And another. How about you? All right. It's a nail biter. It shouldn't have been. Should have been over easily. And another one. We've got 3 refurbished familiars in the yard. That's so cool. You can gain 4 life and draw 2 cards with that card after you've done. I just got to get a way to work that in here. That's the hated card. We're going to lose now. That's one of the biggest problems with this list is the Kenku Artificer. So cast into fire. For sure. And a bit of red, maybe like 2 to 3 blasts. Maybe get some Gingerbrutes gone. Those are neat to sneak in with stuff. But yeah, this is the reason this deck loses, because we can kind of block win out usually here, but let's just pretend 1 or 2 of these isn't there. This just causes such a roadblock, and it's just indestructible, and I can't do anything about it. So that's why we need to exile the artifact. Being instant, it's not as predictable as Ashes to Ashes. So, but the bad news is you are leaning on red. But I mean, look at our board. Who's going to expect red game 2, right? Maybe game 3. But then they might overboard, which this deck preys upon because it comes out so fast. Not this game, but we saw it last games. Crunch. Oh, is that just enough to kill us? That's 8 and 8, 16. All right. Yeah, we're dead here. If we drew the other one, 5, 6. I can't really think of it. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. Concede here. Not the deck's fault. That was mine. We got marooned at that one land thing forever here. So we'll bring these in. Get rid of one of these. I love Flayer Husks here. I'll get rid of 2 brutes. Because we're going to be skimping on these. I'd really like to keep at least one of these up. I'll get rid of one of those. I'll bring in 2 blasts. 2 blasts and some casting of fires. I don't want to really overboard here. So we're a little less susceptible to Krark-Clan Shaman. I'm really worried about the other Shaman of the Gorilla Persuasion if we don't draw our artifact ways out of this thing. I like having one of these so that these can trade eventually. I guess we have a combat trick here. Might want to, you know what, I'm going to, if I draw these, cool, I'll just use them as roadblocks. I'm going to get rid of the Tooth Engine. Yeah, considered maybe running 3 of those refurbished familiars in place of our Tooth of Chiss-Goria. I've got a chart, but almost every time I look at it, it's like 50-1 as far as times I want to, see it. All right, this is pretty cool. We'll keep it. I got a of 1 mine turn 2. That's pretty cool to draw 3 cards on turn 2. Yeah, and we're safe from a gorilla shaman. Not super safe, but they can't kill that or that, so. Yeah, Holy Light, 3 mana. That's a lot for this list. I know it feels like we're kind of flooded. Now, if you look at our, what was it? Weather the Storm insurance commercial, we mentioned this kind of Elutha? How do you say that first? Eludha, Eludha, communications in it. That's pretty cool. All right, let's bring out a Ornithopter. We'll bring out a Recruit. And this is just so we can of 1 mind immediately, because usually they play a tapped land here. If it's the old days, this might not be the best play. Infinity all about the setups. We get to a game 3, I might bring back in that 4th recruit, lose the other Gingerbrute. We'll see. You've got to do the mail. Power of the mind. Okay, cool. We'll draw 4 cards. Let's go. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm going to get greedy. Let's do it. All right, cool. Attack for 1. Not the greatest. We'll have Metalcraft next turn. Might want to pick on that land depending on what they do with it here. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. What do you say? Do we pick on the land? I don't know. That's a lot of mana right now. Just got to be ready for Kenku. This is really good. Bring out the drum. We'll do the thing here. We'll tap you. Do this. Say okay to this. Bring this back. Play it again. And I guess we'll cast 2 creatures. Well, I can't really. I can only do the 1. So should I kill the land? I don't think so. Let's pretend that we've got something of worth regarding Hydroblast and such. Let's go. Even though they don't have access to red right now. This is pretty substantial damage. You can call some serious damage. Check this out. We got 4 mana. The return of BruteSQUAD. Will not be the last time it returns. One of my favorite lists. This is my favorite build I've ever made. It's even over Boros Bully. Every once in a while I'll sleeve this up and just destroy. Man, I wish Casting the Fire was even a little bit better and could do everything else. I'm going to get rid of the Inspector here. We've already got 2 humans. They're pretty badass. If another dude comes down, I'll lose the charm and we'll cast in a Firebolt the familiars. I think I want to get, maybe I want to get rid of that Forge. I think that might be the play. Watch, but if they have a Kenku right out of the gates, natural Kenku, I'm going to be hurting. This is a whole lot of damage, though, if I can just clear the way here. I could just zap that. I'm gonna pull the trigger here. Do this to this. I think that's the play. Exile target artifact. I'm gonna do that. I don't want to trade my Glint Hawk, so I'm gonna do the little think. Pow. Do this here. Cast. Whoop. Come in for 6. I know. What if they draw natural and they got a Kenku? I'm going to be depressed, but they're hurting on mana, and I really want to put the hurting on them. Only 2 mana. They really rely on red, and they don't have access to it at the moment. Exhibit A. We're able to do two things there. Had we had Dust to Dust, yes, we would have been able to nix another artifact. But I stand firm on the cast down Decision. Deadly Dispute. All right, there's access to red, darn it. Yeah, the next cast in a fire will definitely save, but for right now, we've got a lot of tempo on the board. 2, 4, 6. Now any big bad fatty we can do 8 damage to with our Thraben Charm. I'll spray the clone right in its eye socket. Okay. Pretty sure we're going to get gal blasted on one of these dudes. Boop. All right. Did not. Man, we are flooded like crazy. I'm going to hold that for another refurbished so I can do stuff about it. So much mana. All right, bye-bye, Recruit. We can still kill Enforcers and such. We'll be able to do 6 damage now. All right. It's more or less resources down. 5 it is. Getting a bit nervous. Feels like where they bounce back. Not many resources yet, though. We've picked on 2 of them. Oh, yeah, I know. Thraben Charm to the face. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's right up there. You know, every card that's printed from now on that says choose one, I'm going to give a really hard look at again. I mean, I look at all the cards, obviously, like all of you, but man, oh, man. Crazy. Hey, speaking of Dustmorn, anybody wanting to brew with anything there? I've got like 10 cards picked out that I'll dabble with, but nothing really looked too exciting. I might be speaking out of school or whatever they call it, talking out of turn. Yeah, Mind Stab. I know. Well, that was the thing, right? I'm like, oh, I'll draw another land. I always do, or a drum, and I'll be fine. And I drew all 2 drops, the only ones we've got, and then I got marooned on that one land. So, Piracy Charm has always been good since it was printed. That's true. Strange that they tapped red for that, huh? Rebuke asks to be 3, right? You have to pay 3 to do it. So I don't want to charm here. I'll wait, because we'll play that settlement, and then if they have rebuke, we can play around it. Unless it's just the counterspell build. In that case, we'll just double do it. Take that, sucker. Or they've got the Eat It spell, right? That would suck, because then they gain 7. This is just a mute attack. Let's see, a refurbished familiar. Do they trip the fountain? They could easily, yeah. Do I keep the charm for that? I don't know. Don't gain the life. Ah, they got it. Darn it. 12. That blows. Well, we'll just attack here. I was considering not attacking with the Hawk, but I gotta keep some pressure up here. No more lands. I know the second I say that, we're gonna curse ourselves and do the thing, right? Here comes like a ancient den, probably. If I was to guess, or a gal blast to the recruit here for guessing for our opponent. Coming up on the 1 hour mark. Sorry about last week. Again, I was camping in the Sequoia Redwoods King Canyon area. It was surprising. It was like 79 or 80 in the daytime, and it got to about 28 at night. It was pretty crazy. It snowed the night we left, or that brisk little morning. Got up to about close to 8,000 foot elevation on some of our hikes. Saw some very scary bear poo piles. That gets you a little alarmed when you're caring for your wife and you're supposed to be the guy that comes between you and the bear. Looked awfully fresh, so I was a little scared. Don't like to fight forest monsters or make a habit of it. Yeah, they mostly have, I guess all the grizzlies are extinct out of California anyway, and they mostly have the population of black bears, which aren't always black, I learned in a nice little ceremony. Okay. A trip in the blood. That's a good way to look at it, Dreamer Stingo, yeah. Except that, you know, it's right before they hibernate, so they're really trying to be overfilled so that they can go. And the ranger was saying it's kind of the more dangerous time of the year. Yeah, there's a big variety of black bears, but those are the ones that, you know, if a grizzly comes after you, you're dead. But usually they do those bluff charges, or they're not too, what's the word, just reckless and black bears are just kind of like, what are you looking at? You know, they're more likely to pick a fight from experts I've talked to. So, all right, let's get out a blocker. Cool, cool. I'm going to do the thing. Well, let's tap this just in case they have an answer. Do this. We'll do this again. Hopefully they don't gain 7 more life, damn it. Zap. I mean, they could just bring them back next turn, but we're trying to represent death here. Or at least get you to 1. Okay. I'm going to do the thing here. We're going to put this on immediately like this. Could block with it, but we're at 20. I'm just trying to do maximum carnage here. This way, even an Ornithopter sneaking through can get him. He's already seen a Reckoner's Bargain, so this is probably a cast down on our Glint Hawk. Yep, damn. Instead of 7 or 6, we do 3. Feels like this is slipping away. They trip the blood. They get double Enforcer back. We've had 3 charms. Now it feels like we should have pointed at their yard, but we wouldn't be attacking if we did that. Bit late today. Watch VOD for the full experience later. Ah, thank you for that, Hominid Smart. There's the deck list, courtesy of Dreamer Stingo. Thanks for joining me. Man, I need some more coffee. Got to combat all the other libations I had last night. Get this brain working again. Fired up. Woo! Get me some Ric Flairs in the chat. All right. Out comes the army. You gotta love this about Affinity. It's so brutal. Just like, doo, 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 doo. Here we go. All right. I'd love to see a draw spell. We started off good, right? I was like 2, 4, 6. Now they're drawing the cards. Dang it. We'll show you. And an Enforcer. Come on out, Enforcer. Maybe we'll win on time against this person. Pandakinome. Using one of the oldest online avatars. Jet flying son of a gun. Woo! Basking Root Walla Boots. You got to do a version of that, the Ric Flair speech with all these magic references. That'd be pretty cool. All right. Their mana has spoken. This is, man, I can't shut the door because of the dang Reckoner's Bargain and being a bit flooded. Instead of last game, screwed. Okay, well, this is interesting. We'll bring out the dude. Now we can come over for 5, and they have to block. The beauty of this to this. Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. 4, and then we'll use this to kill itself. And then we'll put this on here. And we'll try to 2-for-1 them. Booyah. Usually I block with those and then I do this, but I'm really trying to just keep the aggro theme going here. I believe they ate a fountain. Where was that last game? Yeah, if they have another one, we're in real deep trouble. Kill the Enforcer. Do it. Do it now. Hey, the good news is we're Galblast proof. And we can run into Kinkus now. Love me some Flayer Husks. Any other deck, pretty bad card. In this deck, one of the best. Horribly misunderstood. Cool. Let's get them both. Okay. We got a 2/4 chopper coming in next turn, ladies and gentlemen. Love the little sketch pad. Still, nothing beats the Amy Weber original art from Antiquities. That's what I play in Pauper. Oh, Delphi Guru, well, thank you for subbing. 2021. All right, another flyer. Well, good news is this makes it power and toughness, so we're in good shape, except I'm just really worried what they're drawing. 3 cards to our none. Gah, they haven't hit us once, but it feels like that we're gonna get it. All right, we can take both those out. Hopefully there's no more. Don't be a Kenku. Don't be a Kenku. Sounds like a PSA in the 50s. They're getting a wee bit desperate. They've got to have another Hydroblast here. They're probably going to wait for us to over-equip and then just pow. Well, they can just wait for us to completely equip it and then still kill it. It will only have a 4 backside. It will be a bad version of the Exalted Pauper card. What is that one with life gain? It's a 2/4 flyer. Something Angel. One thing I don't really utilize in this build is our graveyard. Don't really care much about it. Looks like we're going to do a double trade again. Boy, if they're hoarding a blood fountain, I'm going to be sad, sad, sad. Red's gone, so I'm feeling pretty good. Thank you for that, Delphi Guru. It's just a little late to the party. I think the digital technology is a little slow. Come on, something of worth. That's pretty good. But to do it, I've got to tap my dudes. But I'll do it. Oh, do I want to? What say you, chat? If Kenku shows up, I am really toast. And I can't pay for Metallic Rebuke at this stage. I'm going to save it. I'm going to take Mindstab's advice. Let's go. I'll trade an Ornithopter and some preliminary parts since we're Hydroblast proof right now. I think that's probably the best move. And their opponent only has 5 minutes. Look at me playing with like 12 minutes on the clock. I was telling my son when we were coming home last night from that tournament, I was just like, yeah, very relaxing knowing I'm playing BruteSQUAD. I could play this deck in my sleep. That's an interesting play. That really scares me. It feels like they have Blood Fountain. That feels like a Blood Fountain play. Uh-oh. And that, damn it. Death Touch. Everybody rolled their eyes when I was playing Toxin Analysis for weeks. Now months later, it's catching on. I see how it is. You saw it here first. That I can guarantee. Oh, no. That's why I was worried about Blood Fountain, but this is brutal. Oh, no. One of our best cards. But we can't even play it right now without a creature. We are very creature dependent. Nicely done. They got Krark-Clan Shaman to power it up via the Crypt Rat's trick. Nothing beats the Crypt Rat angle, though. I think we're going to lose. We need a whole lot of stuff here. Like a Thoughtcast into just maybe some Ornithopters or even yeah, we need some colorless stuff showing up here. Uh-oh. More life. They are hanging on. I knew when I said I usually beat Affinity, we were going to face Affinity, and I was going to have a slow loss, and here we go. This feels like it. So we'll pull 1-1 before I get coffee. It ain't over yet. Come on, Thoughtcast. Let's put the vibes out there. Where is all their big stuff? We're about to see it soon. Only one more cast in fire before we meet our doom. Oh, they can just do it right now. I thought they dropped their land, but they were tricking me. Bam, double enforcer. The inevitability of Affinity. If you don't get there quick enough, whack. I promise you, usually win this one. We're toast. This is 12 a turn. We're going to go like this. Good on you. It's very surprising. I venture to say I'm about 68 to almost 70% a winner against most affinity matchups. But again, that was me the first game, and then we just got flooded in the second with 13 lands. All right, guys, I am going to run to a cool little thing I found a while back about white mana and its creation. You can kind of zone out to this. I'll be right back with coffee and an empty bladder.
Every day at Magic's game testing facility, crack geneticists are hard at work engineering new creatures to help you annihilate your opponent. Of course, mistakes do happen. Magic the Gathering. Beat your friends.
And we're back up against a little fight. Alrighty. Let's see what we're going to do here. Kind of a clunky hand. Got a lot of mana. That's 4 mana. Let's see what we can do. For 1-drop creatures, look no further than this list. All right, doing a show here. Let's get going. Here we are. I'm going to be a bit reckless here and do this immediately. Let's get stuff going. Rock on. Whoop. A little bit of a little fight. Garden in the house. Here we go. All right, let's do this. Actually, let's just power out a drum. Consider the brute. Next turn we'll brute though. via the Sunchaser. Smash here. Alrighty. Was Krark. Remember enough of this last night. There's probably a ninja incoming here. Alright. There it is. Change of plans. Probably play BruteSQUAD, tap it, Sunchaser, so I got a good blocker. Probably nix that. Just gonna let him keep hitting me. Alrighty. What are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3. Let me bring this dude out. Pop, boop, ba-da-bum. I'll go here. I'll just bring out a drum. And attack. Too much mana. So many games with too much mana. Technically, including the drums, we have 17 access points to mana. Only 13 of which are actual lands. So it plays like an elf mana base, but frustrating. Alright. We got more ninjas incoming. Here we go. Oh, you thought that was the username there? That's pretty good. Time to discard stuff. And if you all remember, if you like this list, you've seen me play it with Moon Circuit Hackers in the build, and seems like one of those correct moves, but man, it just, there's nowhere to go with it. You can't really give them flying or anything else. They just, and I just found I didn't like them. It's like draw one card and then you're stuck with a kind of a weak bear human. Fawn of ninjas in my ninja builds, but not so much here. Should I just eradicate everything in one go? Let's rock here. I think I'll stay back. We'll just kill both ninjas. Block one, shoot the other. Maybe. Don't want him feeding through his options here. Yeah, we could do that. I'm not worried about this guy at all. Maybe if we had all big recruits and stuff. Distract the guard, tap target creature. What jank is this? All right, I'll beat you to it. I'll tap it first. And we'll cast the charm. Well, cancel that. Should we do the damage? He has like a... Yeah, it's probably best to just do this, right? Let's just do that. That way he needs like a counterspell style effect. No sort of combat tricks will get around that. Ha ha ha. What is this, a Deep Hours play next? Looks to be all enchantment creatures. The Heavy Ninja Engine. Wow, 5 cards and he didn't find a ninja. 6 cards, did he find one? Probably keep that charm back, especially, let's just draw a creature here. Something good, come on. Hard-casted hacker, all right. this. Make this unblockable. Come over for 6. Take out both the dudes next turn. See, he's going to be looking for 1-drops, and he's going to realize that Gingerbrute's probably the best drop. Cast it with anything, steal Monarch, steal all kinds of stuff. Ideally, this turn we're going to block a Moon Circuit Hacker and shoot the other one. Air Power play seemed to be the right one early and often. Let's go. Block here. This is going to be more of a ninja hours thingy. Take 2 with that? All right. It's going to die anyway. Okay. Any more shenanigans? Do I want to keep Gingerbrute alive? Maybe this is the better play, huh? We'll tap this. Well, we just take 3 instead. Let's do that. We'll keep Gingerbrute alive. Destroy an enchantment. Cast it. Boop. That's where we get around damage. Boink. Probably a land going to the yard. He would hope. We hope for something better. There's a land. Thanks to the growth chamber. Bushido. Whenever this creature blocks or becomes blocked, it gets bigger. All right. 2, 4, 5, 6. And one more combat trick and we're dead, but looks like we're not going to be. Bonk. Out of respect. All right. Win there. So we could gain 6 life with the critters. This really feels shaman-esque. A lot of enchantments. I'm going to lean on the respectability there. Get rid of all 3 of these. Noticing a theme here. Casting a fire would be pretty good too. Standard Bear would be a lot of fun against the Simic list. Doesn't have much removal. So let's try that. And maybe we do it for one of each of these. Let's try that. I know it's a little counterintuitive to have Standard Bear and the Shaman, but it's my choice. I don't have to trip the Shaman. And sometimes you can lock somebody out with it. Or maybe we trip Shaman and then we play this Standard Bear. We'll see how it goes. Updated Chubtoad. No lands. All right, I'm fine with that. Whole lot of sideboard. Lands. This is no keep. We don't have an artifact creature, so we have to throw this back. Mulligan. Keep. All right. Good grief. I guess I hate to do this, but we might not hit blue, and I want to stay aggro here, so let's go. We're going to start swinging for 3. Hopefully it's not, he doesn't have that poisonous dude, because we're going to have to rely on our Ardent Recruit quite a bit here. Speak of the devil. Hey, we got 2 of them. Hopefully they don't have 2 of those. Boop. Bam. Next turn, we're going to start hurting stuff. Bum, bum, bum. Hey, there's our color land. Now I'm mad that I did the thing. Oh well. Attack. Look closely, ladies and gentlemen. We can still play the Flayer Husk. Bam. When I was playing in Pauper and won that tournament a few weeks back, this newer player was, I think, my 2nd round victim. And he was just baffled at Springleaf Drum. He was just like, wait, what's it do? And when I said my little common phrase of, it turns every creature into a hasted bird of paradise, he's like, what? I'm not exaggerating. It sucks drawing one late, but hey. All right, blocks or becomes blocked. Or we just won't block it. Or we could just put the germ token on this and attack anyway. That might be the play, especially if we draw land here. Even better. Let's do the thing. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. Let's do this thing. Cast this on here. Get out of here, Froggy. Take 8. Attack. Smash. Tough choice. Oh, he must have a ninja. This is when you want to return your Thopter and just do the block thing, right? Got him to 10. And if this is like the Moon Circuit, we just keep back a Phyrexian Germ and they have to deal with it or you know, use spells to just make it live through an attack phase. Must have evasion. What does this do? Whenever it deals combat damage, put a +1/1 counter on a creature you control that doesn't have a counter on it. Fantastic. Maybe it'll give people some idea. Azorius Madman, yeah. I try to keep it on theme there, Dreamer Stingo. Sometimes. Every once in a while, I'll just realize there's too much of one color, and so I'll try to wear a mismatch. If I'm playing like a blue border, then I'll try to have something that contrasts nicely with it. Sure, let's attack for all of this. They have some trick. All right. Cool. Take 4 instead. All right. And since it's dead anyway, we'll just put this here. Bloop. Flayer Husk. It never dies. Yeah, Thraben Charm was really the just that last little touch of paint that, you know, when an artist is finishing up something, just really, really helped. I wasn't planning on doing it anyway. I should have tapped the drum. Been like, no, I want to just make a blue mana because. I don't want to see any blue mana after this because then it feels like we just win. Yeah, this is just, if he doesn't have blue, this is just a losing move. Imagine we could go to the face. Yeah, I like that little intruder. I considered playing it in this too. It is a human. And if it isn't, then there's one that that does that. And then there's that little cogwork dude that is the same thing, but he's an artifact creature in blue. I'm always looking at that. They should really bring back Metalcraft. Not hard, just, you know, once in a while, throw a creature with it in there, just like they, you know, sometimes bring back Flashback and stuff like that. Be nice to see. Just a clean mechanic. Alrighty. Off to game 4. Let's go. See, as we go over the list here, as we wait for the next. As you can see, the fragility of this list. This is why we're running 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these. It's because we've really got to lean on the 10 abilities if we don't draw the den to power out our colorful spells. The only blue ones we're running are these, which will fuel the rest of them. It's usually enough to get there, so it's good times. Woohoo, you too. All the ones I've got in this list are pretty good options for 1-drops as far as the 2-color list goes. Alrighty. I kind of like this hand. We'll keep it. Nationwide. It's like the commercial Nationwide's on your side. That's pretty funny. Let's do this to this. bring out a drum first. Always do the drum first if you got an Ornithopter out, because you can do the thing like this. Woo! And we'll just Thoughtcast next turn. Why not? None of our stuff's worth killing. All right. Now, if we're going to lose a match, it'll be this one. So I get excited. I like seeing this. I like this deck getting challenged. Cool, cool. We got all kinds of options here. Let's try this first, shall we? Sure. Might have been a misplay. I think I should have done the other thing first. All right. Don't do that. I think I want to just trap him here. I'm not going to attack, so I'm going to do this. And then we'll just charm him after he uses a bunch of stuff, or maybe even tries to bolt our dude. So we wouldn't attack anyway, so we're just set up, set up, set up. The way they get us is usually Bushwhacker and like 3 or 4 damage every turn with a bunch of 1/1s and stuff, and don't draw good enough, but we're all set up. Now we just need to draw our fat. God, we're flooded again if you look closely, right? Come on, sacrifice that. Get your little rebirth. Okay. Now careful, I could almost pay for this if I had both my drums attached, but we don't. Nope. All right, we'll do this to this to this. We will cast this on here. Get out of here. I'll do 4 to it. How you like that? Crack. We got it again, Governor. If you really were desperate, you could equip this, attack, return, do stuff, you know. Good times. Instead, we'll just do this. Or turn the Ornithopter, I guess. It's not a very sexy move, but we're just going to do the thing. So we've got ways to kill that thing. And kind of want to keep this as a blocker. Really want him to just go all in on that blaster and sacrifice something so we can charm him again. We're both not the best starts. Our mana's definitely there. We can cast any spell in Pauper right now. There's the rebirth. Oh, and a Bushwhacker too. All right. There'll be a lot of blocking going on. Cracko. I believe this will probably be worth that. Let's block here. Kill this. Say okay. And then we'll shoot that. Boop. So we take 4. Lose an Ornithopter. Upgrade a germ. Now, if we draw dead here, this is why, because this is like a lightning bolt a turn. We don't draw something of worth, especially now. Come on. Booyah. Crunch-a-dunch. Still a bit naked there, aren't we? I do believe I'm just going to block with that. Well, let's bring out another one. Am I really in the mood to race here? Right now I'm gonna. Next turn I'll do the equip, sit back, gain life thing on the Gingerbrute for right now. Let's hope we can get there. Very well said there. Oh, come on. All right. Should have stayed back, Jack. 2, 4, 6, 8. Red. I just, now when I face this deck, I just write red. That's why we like Krark-Clan Shaman, right? Sit back, pitch a brute, eat the other one, gain 3 life, wipe the board, but we don't have access to that game 1. Now we probably got a Goblin Grenade headed our way. I don't mind seeing this. I can double block, gain 6 life. That's the plan. I don't think it's worth equipping a Flayer Husk here. I plan on eating both of those cookies. We're not going to win this game 1. It's going to take a lot of luck. Galblast, all right. Dang it. That's 6 life we can gain right now. Don't want to gain it all right now. We're at 2. Can block 1. Still be at 2. Block here. We'll do the cookie thing. And we're at 2. Really want a Glint Hawk here or a draw spell. I won't complain. Throw this on here. Yeah, we're dead. I can't do anything with that. Concede. All right. I told you that's the one. Let's go to the sideboard. Hopefully they stick around. A lot of times these pilots don't. We don't want teeth in this game, and we don't want charm in this game. We do want you and all of you. And lose a brute. I think we're going to rock like this. Technically nice. Little 2-for-1 action there. I think I might bring in one of those. Just to mop up some extra goods. Might have overboarded. Reason we gain life with these, but with the Shaman plan, I'm going to probably be axing a lot of them. So we only have to operate it for 1. Yes. Very good hand. We'll keep this. Yeah, we got Ornithopter, Drum, turn 1. It's pretty good. They probably, and if they have a Gorilla Shaman plan, it's like, okay, we should be all right. Do this, do this. We'll do. Hold on. Tap this for this. And we'll do this for this for this. So I say it can be faster than goblins. It draws like this. And look, here we got 2 flyers on turn 1 and every color mana. It's intoxicating, I tell you. Woo! Where are our viewers? We're usually in the 40s. My point says 10. That's pathetic. Oh well, we'll get them on YouTube later. That's what happens when you lose a week, right? Everybody thinks you went away forever. Cool. I don't mind this draw at all. Let's bring out the dead. Let's do this. Yo. And we'll go white here for this. And let's attack, right? Yeah. And then we'll activate this to this to this. Cast it. Boom. Get out of here. Years of service to the community. I miss 1 week and everybody leaves me. I wonder what the longest stretch I've had where I've done it. I think it's probably around 8 or 9 months straight without a break. Or being every single, what do you call Saturday? When we first started, it was Friday mornings because I had Fridays off. All right. Here comes a big fatty. Coming at me for 2. We'll come back at you for 6. I like where this is headed. Come on, Clarky. All right, we'll take it. Yeah, we'll do that too. And then I can do all kinds of stuff. trip this at the end of the turn. Goblin Tomb Raider. Such a good card. Pretty good art, too. I wonder what he's holding there. A grenade or something. There it is. I would have really liked to have a Hydroblast for that. We got a Bushwhacker incoming. It's going to suck if it is. I will block. That clue token turns up a Krark-Clan Shaman. You can see why I put them in here. It's actually mostly for this and sometimes like walls. And do they ever not have it? This is crazy. Whenever I play this build, I'm like, where's my Bushwhacker hiding? We'll be taking a whole lot. At least we'll take one with us. Recommend getting rid of goblins. And we'll do this. Do this. Draw a card out of the deal before it dies. Okay, we got another blocker. 2, 4, 6, 8. Ouch. All of a sudden we're at 10. Whew. Cool. I really like seeing this, actually. Another blocker. Yep. I ain't doing anything with you, Thoughtcast. Let's go. Another blocker. Come over for 6. Not going to eat that. I got 2 blockers. If they got another Bushwhacker, I mean, we just have to eat it, I guess. That Fire Blast scared me. That's old school. I like it. I don't know why people got rid of it the last few months. 1 or 2, I think, is definitely a good idea. Be nice if we draw our tech. We've only gotten 1 piece of our sideboard out here. That's not that bad. Unless it's got another one. Then it's really bad. This is bad. This is very bad. You know, and they say to diversify your portfolio. That's what I've done with this mana base. Oh my god. Good grief. We have to block here. Blocking. Bolt or Fire Blast. They've got 1 card. Let's see what it is. Are we dead? Probably. Yep, they got it. Told you. You can see how close it is, right? We swing back next turn if we had any of our sideboards show up. But, hey, man, triple Bushwhacker is pretty hard to beat. We're off to our last game. I really thought I'd be undefeated right now. That's how I've been playing it. I gotta, with all this free time off, I gotta enter a league again. I just have no desire to be in leagues anymore. I was such a grinder forever. I played like 2 or 3 tournaments a day back when MTG stats was a thing. Now only old schoolers recognize me. All right, Magic Swap. Here we go. We'll be back next week, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be about 3 weeks before my next off time. Yeah, I want to play first. Let's hope it's a good card. We've got stuff to do. We'll keep this. All right, let's make these little windows go away. Let's go. All right, much better. Bam. Yeah, it's funny going back to that time, the last like month of shows when I used to just play tournaments, and it was like you could just see like the win percentages just going like that, and it wasn't because I was playing rogue. I was actually, I think I was the majority of the time I was playing kind of pretty stock lists, because I was like, what is happening? And then I got so many messages from everybody. It's like, oh, so and so's, you're playing them right now, and they're sniping you, or whatever it's called. All right, let's go. We'll bring out something that's not worth killing, which is the subterfuge of this list. If you really know what you're doing and you're playing like Lava Darts, you want to just zap all of these and get me out of mana base. But the second you do that, that's when I draw the den, and then it's just all wasted time. So it's a gamble either way. Usually won't work out. 2 and 2, how'd that happen? Would have been nice to draw that Krark-Clan Shaman. Maybe I need 4 of them. Maybe it's not fast enough. It'd be funny. Don't even do the Hydroblast typical moves. Just be like, look at this. Crack. That would open up the sideboard a lot. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not many hidden gems out there that this old bald guy hasn't thought of, so I'd use my lists as a jump-off point, because I don't just willy-nilly throw stuff together. This looks like a serpent list, because of these guys and other tricks, usually okay against that. I'd like to see a land here and then be done with them forever. No more after that. Off we go. Alrighty. It's alright. 1, 2, 3. If we choose a thing, we'll have that access point. Pay our dues. Let's bring out the dude while we can. Never know. This might have fairies in it or something. Get an artifact land next turn. We have some serious damage coming over. Probably 6. Alright. Okay, we'll do this. We'll do this. It'd be funny if this gets countered. Attack. Don't forget this. You always want to target the germ in this kind of a blank scenario. Never go all in, put your eggs in one basket on like the recruit, because if he has boomerang right now, want to diversify. Did they just do nothing for a turn, just representing counterspell, and they didn't have it? Up against Magic Swap. Very beautiful lands. Stained glass look. 3 lands. Love when I play these counter heavy lists. You just BruteSQUAD sneaks under stuff a little too good, and stuff happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can do it. Draw some cards. Man, I wish that had better artwork. I want to get the old school looking frame for these, even though this is the oldest school version of Thoughtcast you can be playing. I expected Spell Stutter 2. Counterspell. All right. Well, I'll do it again. Walking into a spell snare, I'm going to feel kind of silly. Well, got another. I'm going to take 5. Or did they got like a Vapor Snag? You never see that card anymore. Nobody plays Vapor Snag anymore. I ran into Blue Blitz the other day. I think it was Wednesday. Cool. Look at this. Whew, good times. Attack. Come on. You got it or don't you? Multi-queuing. Let's go. Okay, I think they're going with the bore you to death route. Let's do this. Bounce either one of these, we can just replay it thanks to the den. Looks like we're going to be needing that charm on their graveyard. It's so cool to have 4 cards that can exile their entire graveyard. That last ability, such a card. What's that, like scratched in a rock or something? And the feathers, they're like embedded in like some sort of sap or something almost. Always doing the deep dives on the art. That's what we should have called the show. Yeah, it does look like a rock. But the feathers, it's like almost like they're under ice or something, but it isn't ice. It's like a reflection of feathers. Maybe it's obsidian. Who knows? No, they'd have a conchoidal fracture if that was the case. Says the guy who almost wanted to be a geologist. Well, I did want to be one. I just didn't have to. All right, that's a losing move. Time to axe. We're going to axe the graveyard a question. Whack. Bam. Cool. I'll do this. I'm just going to power out the Sunchaser. I can pretty much kill anything they do. Are you playing foil? What's going on here? Come on. Off we go, governor. Pow! Attacko, changeo, smacko, whack. Boom. Got fade away. Even then, you lose the germ tokens, and then the husk. 4 permanents for 2 cards. Not bad. Bunch of deep analysis now. Pretty sure this is a serpent list, but they just kind of don't have anywhere to go. I just call it Big Blue. We're a bit pre-boarded against it because of cards like this, Nicks in their yard, and other things. Rather than kill it right away, I think we should attack first. Well, yeah, we just attack into it. We don't even have to show them that we're running Charm. Yeah, that's a good point, Dreamer Stingo. Get rid of your own graveyard if somehow, like, maybe they crypt incursion you or something like that. I could see that being a thing. BruteSQUAD's a really good list to run against if you have a new list and you're like, oh, what's it like against an aggro list? If you are really good against red, but you want to test it against other things. But yeah, I've got to say, since I've been playing it again, I'm probably like 47% against red. It's frustrating. I know we lost both games. Well, I almost always lose the first one unless just truck roll them and they don't have triple bushwhacker, but usually get game 2 and 3 pretty soundly. Double birdie. You know, in this scenario, let's say we're hell-bent and we don't have a card next turn. You just equip it on this and just attack for the win for 2. BruteSQUAD's got so many little sneaky avenues and ways out. As we saw, you know, you kind of zap the board and it's like, well, it didn't really go away. We lose, if there was in the festivities effect, right? We lose 3 creatures, but we really don't. We have these and then they're buffers and then everything comes back even stronger. Why play consider when you can play the other? All right, let's just kill this creature. We will do 12 damage to it. Just like to say that 5 toughness backside. It's like, suck on that. Crack. Slow as this person's playing, I probably should have just equipped this and ran over there with haste. Maybe they're playing, what is it, Snapback? You can discard a blue spell and do a snap effect without paying any mana. Have y'all look up that one, huh? Stretching the arms. Ooh, I am the king of rather than cards. That's usually the first place I go. All right, there we are. With the nice W. A blue list. Shaman's not going to do anything. We didn't see any of these. We're kind of boarded for this. I'm thinking against a blue list, I might want to go, if they've got any tricks, I think they're going to be targeting these. So a lot of times I'm losing this Tooth. I'll bring in 1 Negate just for any unforeseen circumstances. And if these big creatures start coming up, I want all of those. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, those new rooms are pretty cool. Last night in the draft, I got one of the new enchantment rooms where it said like a unsummon effect on one side, and then all your creatures have like curiosity on the other side. Man, that every time I won every game I played that. And I splashed for black for this something infinity, Fear of Infinity card. It's a 1, a black, and a blue. Can't block, but it has lifelink and Dimir colors, flying, and whenever you cast an enchantment or I think finish a room, it comes back from your graveyard to your hand. Man, I was just clobbering fools with that all night. That was a good time. Hopefully I do it to my son later. Technically I was ahead of him because I was sitting at the first table. He was in the dregs of the second and third tables, even though our record was the same. Yeah, I got the luck of the draw, sat at table 1, won the first game 2-0, so I was still at table 1. And then we had 2 epic losses that were so fun. It was some of the funnest Magic I've played. And each game, my opponent and me, we were like at 4 life, I think. And just the decision tree was just so fascinating. So, hey, I think Magic Swap is doing quite a few things. They're thinking heavily about their next plan. Harsh Sustenance might be an option here, especially back when I didn't have access to Thraben Charm. I probably would have brought in 2 of these for the big 1/5 dudes. Kind of a scenario where we're doing 3 or 4 things to their 1 thing, so usually comes out ahead. You're usually able to get people. Know what I'm saying? I've got these old headphones. I got 4 sets of them, and they're awesome. They're these studio headphones. They're the best out there. They've actually started remaking them because audiophiles and editors and stuff are like, where'd these go? They're the best. But they have this really chintzy, like plastic wannabe leather, and after about 4 or 5 months, it starts coming off on your head. So it looks like I have these birthmarks or just this black ichor soot on my head. And I have to pull it off. I'm looking over here and I'm seeing it's like bleeding over the keyboard. Gotta one of these days take it outside and just peel it all off. There's something I've never talked about. All right, mulligan. Hopefully they're still here. I don't like Rouse. I tried it in Black Infect. The 2-0, right? Yeah. I give this person know about the... Okay, good. They're still here. Keep... Oh my God. I kept this. Oh, crap. They tricked me. It took so long that I did the thing. All right, come on. Just give me a Ancient Den. Come on. Just right out of the gates. Ancient Den. Let's go. And they get a quick start Delver. Okay. Yeah. Misclick of the day right there. Obviously, I didn't mean to keep that. That's what happens when they take 2 minutes to decide if they want to keep their hand or not. My God, this person's just like... All right. I'm just going to give him this one. Well, we'll give him one more turn. This is so bad. Out of sheer boredom, I got tricked. God, come on, Magic Swap. Good grief. Let's go. Sure. Heal through the turn. See how many minutes it takes you to flip this over and tell on yourself. If they're going to beat us, it's because of this. Lordy. Watch, it's going to turn. I know mathematically it's supposed to outside of lands. Quite a few tricks. Whoo, I love those quotes. Yeah, I guess it's cool because it dates them too. So if you're really curious, you can go way back in time, coordinate it to the video uploaded that week, and wait for it to happen live. All right, well, we're dead soon. We really needed like an Ancient Den immediately. In the context of Magic, the forest monsters quote probably makes sense. If we don't draw land here, I'll just scoop. We'll go to game 3. I'll call it a day, but I will be on most of the night. Probably doing moves like I just did. Courtesy of ginger and vodka, one of my favorite drinks. And nothing. All right. I see how you are, Magic Universe. See him take 2 more minutes to keep the same sideboarding plan. Let's go. I'm going to put an asterisk by that L. It usually means that's me, not the list, as was the first affinity loss. Yeah, if you're ever down in the dumps when it comes to Magic, or you're just like, I don't know what to play, this is one of the like 5 or 6 decks that I've made that just have that fuel that it just, you're just like, oh yeah, and then this, and keeps you into it. So here we are. Oh, gotta cross that off. Pretty sure this person's in a tournament. At least they're not quitting, but yowza. Speaking of Tribe, I haven't played that in forever. Maybe I should play Tribe next week. Maybe Boros Tribe. Hey, wow. They made their decision in under 5 minutes. Amazing. Yes, I want to play first. Okay, I can keep this. Gently keep. Let's open these up. Lead off with a Husk, followed by a Recruit. Things don't get better. Let's go. Standard Bears eventual. I got some sort of bounce mechanic. Hey, did the same thing happen to them? Haha. We're going to get a concession. I really want the, oh boy, that's perfect. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's go. We'll say white here. Bring this out. Boom. It's over, baby. That's how the last game should have gone. If I draw anything of worth, bam. And I have tried the indestructible Azorius land. It's just, it's barbaric how much slower this deck goes with that. It's okay to mulligan once, twice, sometimes 3 times. You just get blisteringly fast hands. I would bet quite a bit that I'm going to win this game. Maybe even the tip of a finger. If the upside was, you know, a couple $1 million or something, right? I always have those strange scenarios like, well, what about if this happened? Or, all right, so we're going to do this with, let's call blue. So we've got the things, and we can get, what do you call, the support. We got 2 Delvers right here. Cool. Yeah. I got to do the thing, right? Let's do the thing. All right. I was thinking of maybe run at him with the recruits, even trade, and then I could bring out Sunchaser. Something tells me that was the right play. Not what I just did, but whatever. Let's go. Put a hurting on them. They're going to have to draw cards while taking like 8 a turn. Just crunch, crunch, then 11, and then they're dead. Brute Squad. Sure wish Andre the Giant got into Magic. Or he was alive when it... I think he died like, gosh, maybe 3 years after Magic was even a thing. Worst case scenario, they trade. I think I'll attack first before they think of trading with the Sunchaser. I'd much rather do a little ground crew here. It's a lot of damage. Delver's going to sit back and realize it's just going to be a speed bump. Okay. I like this. Come on over. Bam. All right. Well, if I do that, we can do that. Let me bring this out in the hopes that we draw land. I'm not too worried about losing this game. I want to try to get this out. As we wait 18 minutes for them to see if they want to counter a prospector here. Okay, we win. Let's see what we would have drawn with the 2. Oh, more pain. Wow. Awesome. Well, I would have really bet against 3-2 on the day, but my little finger's still intact, and I get $1 million. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Again, well, we're going to have some days in October that I won't be here, but for the very foreseeable future, I'll see you same time, same place next week on Propaganda. Again, we're going to be on most of the evening, afternoon hours, so hit me up for a game or 5, and we'll see you then. Until then, I'm going to go out with one of these old Upright Citizens Brigade skits that I bastardized into Magic the Gathering. So, 93. Oh, man. That's right. Debuted in August that year. Yep, he didn't even hear about it. Thank you for that Mind Step roll. I love that. Just a little get in there with a little historical fact there. So anyway, y'all, I'll see you same time, same place next week on Propaganda. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Adios.
New Tic Tics with almonds.
It tastes like chewing on a Christmas tree.
It's nutty, minty goodness.
9 dentists love new Tic Tics with almonds.
I wish it had root beer on the inside.
It will! An extra new Tic Tics with almonds with root beer on the inside.
It tastes like chewing on a Christmas tree with root beer on the inside.
I need butter on everything.
Then you'll love new Tic Tics with butter. Now with half the fat. And coming soon, Tic Tics with cannabis.
Not for smoking!
Okay, guys, get back to work.